And on the other hand, you have the left lobby hailing the BBC documentary. DYFI has now vowed to air the BBC docuseries as well. They say that they will screen it in as many as 2,000 plus locations. So that's a reaction that's now coming in from the DYFI state president, saying that they always upheld the secular values of the country and have always maintained their position clear. They'll screen the documentary in 2,000 locations across the state. That's the reaction coming in. Listen in.
DYFI പൊതുവെ ഇങ്ങനെയുള്ള സമയത്തെല്ലാം DYFI എടുക്കുന്ന ഒരു സ്റ്റാൻഡാണ് ഇപ്പോൾ DYFI ഇന്നലെ പറഞ്ഞത്. ഇങ്ങനെ മതനിരപേക്ഷതയ്ക്ക് വേണ്ടി നിലകൊള്ളുന്ന ഒരു സംഘടന എന്നുള്ള നിലക്ക് ഈ ഒരു ഡോക്യുമെൻ്ററി പരമാവധി ജനങ്ങളിലേക്ക് എത്തിക്കുക എന്നുള്ളതാണ് DYFI ആലോചിക്കുന്നത്. അതിനുവേണ്ടിയുള്ള ക്രമീകരണങ്ങളാണ് 2000-ഓളം കേന്ദ്രങ്ങളിൽ ഇത് പ്രദർശിപ്പിക്കണം എന്ന് തന്നെയാണ് DYFI ആലോചിച്ചിട്ടുള്ളത്. അതിപ്പോൾ ഇന്ത്യയിലാകെ നമ്മൾ കാണുന്നതല്ലേ. ഇപ്പോൾ ഞങ്ങൾ ബീഫ് ഫെസ്റ്റിവൽ നടത്തിയവരാണ് ഇന്ത്യയിലാകെ. ഭക്ഷണ സ്വാതന്ത്ര്യത്തിന് വേണ്ടി ശക്തമായ രീതിയിൽ നിലപാടെടുത്തവരാണ് DYFI.
Let me go across to Vivek, my colleague, joining us with more details. Vivek, first the KPCC minority cell coming out with that announcement, and now the DYFI also vowing to air the BBC docuseries. They say they will screen it in as many as 2,000 locations. So clearly the INB ministry's directions are really not, leaving any impact on all of these outfits.
That's right. At least in Kerala, there seems to be a stiff resistance as far as, the centre's orders are concerned. First, it was the DYFI, then it was the SFI, and then it was Fraternity Movement. And now the KPCC minority cell has come out openly and said on the eve of Republic Day that they will screen the documentary in all the districts. Now, after that, Wasif, the state president of DYFI, has come out openly and said that in 2,000 locations they are going to screen this controversial documentary. Now, they say that, the central government cannot stifle the voice of the people, and these are realities that the people should know, and that is exactly what they're trying. And remember, Wasif has also said that even in earlier time, that is in 2017, when there was an issue regarding the banning of beef, they have conducted a beef festival in Kerala in all the districts, and that has come out, become highly controversial at that point of time. He has even spoken about that. So basically, it looks like, all the non-BJP parties, especially the CPM, the Congress, and other organizations are now coming together on this BBC documentary issue, and they're trying to prove a point. However, V. Muralidharan has lashed out at the DYFI and has urged Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan to intervene and stop screening. Remember, K. Surendran has also written a letter to Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan as far as this matter is concerned. Various quarters, ever since this controversy has broken out in social media, there has been widespread outrage supporting this move, by the central government and many people in many organizations.
Absolutely, because remember, as far as the INB ministry is concerned, Vivek, not only has it banned the docuseries from being aired in India, from being on any of the social media platforms, also decided to take down some of the tweets that had put out some of those excerpts of the BBC docuseries. Thank you for joining us with those details. Remember, the United States has already snubbed the documentary. So has the United Kingdom. Remember the reaction that was put out by none other than the United Kingdom Prime Minister Rishi Sunak himself. But the ecosystem here in India says that history cannot be changed or erased and continues to back the propaganda.
What are they worried? Why do they want to ban a documentary? The Gujarat 2002 was a reality. Hundreds and hundreds of people died was a reality. This state was burning was a reality. The police didn't act was a reality. Why they want? It's nothing that is as if it's some big secret you need to block it. So everybody knows that. So I don't know why they are more conscious. Now, since the image is makeover, you cannot escape from the culpability.
Okay, so those are the kind of reactions coming in, and what's interesting is that there are institutions and premier institutions in our country, the likes of JNU, that have decided to air the BBC documentary. Let me go across to Shomit once again. Shomit, those are the kind of reactions coming in, and as Vivek was also pointing out, in a state such as Kerala, the Congress, the DYFI, the CPM, all of them now deciding to go against the INB ministry's directive. So that's the sentiment that's being witnessed on ground. But what can you tell us? Because on part of the central government, it's clear that this is just a propaganda piece. In fact, we've also spoken to, remember in the past when this controversy first broke out, one of the people who was interviewed by the BBC, I'm talking about Swapan Das Gupta, who said that his facts, whatever he'd in fact given to the BBC, has also not been given adequate representation. That's the reaction that's coming in on the centre's part time and again.
Well, after Centre has made it clear, and even like you said, he has also made it clear that a part from his interview was picked up, partially by the BBC. So, not only just by the left parties, but also we are hearing that from the BRS party as well. And a BRS leader actually came out and criticized the central government banning, the BBC documentary on, YouTube as well as on the Twitter. And we have also heard from the Asaduddin Owaisi coming out and criticizing the Prime Minister Modi and also launching a scathing attack against the central government for using, and he has stated that they have used laws amended by the Britishers and also banned this BBC documentary, and he's also claimed that it was the Prime Minister
all
indirectly.
of this despite the supreme clean chit by the top court in our country. This is the narrative that the opposition and several other political parties now want to keep building upon. Thank you for joining us with those details. Let's quickly open this up to Ratan Shah, the author, joining us on the broadcast, along with political analyst George Kurian. Mr. Kurian, despite the top court and several other courts already having given their verdict, already having given a clean chit to the then Gujarat Chief Minister, there is a clear attempt that has been made by BBC, which has obviously made headlines in the past as well for trying to malign the image of our country. But several in India want to back that propaganda. Why?
Well, Crispin, entire world knows about the truth of Gujarat, right? So I don't need to elaborate much on the same. Having said that, if the Bharatiya Janata Party and Modi and his associates feel that there was nothing that could be for that matter, if its documentary is fake or there is no substance to the documentary, why is the BJP so hell-bent and scared? Their nervousness and frustration is showing up, and I strongly believe that the documentary is based on an official government report from the UK Foreign Office.
British government, their foreign servants, and the BBC, they are welcome to their views, because ultimately their aim is to demonize Modi. They don't believe in law, they don't believe in truth, because if that was so, they would not have banned hundreds of films and books in their own regime since 1947-48. For them to really talk about, sanctity of court and sanctity of BBC being higher than the Supreme Court. Remember, RSS was completely absolved of the assassination conspiracy so-called by the
And remember, sir, the BBC has not had a clean record as far as its views on India is concerned, how it's time and again tried to paint this image of India and discredited its image really is something that all of us have seen and known. So despite all of that, us giving into something that the BBC wants the world to see today, something that gives a rise to a lot of questions. Thank you both, Mr. Kurian and Mr. Ratan Shah. I'm afraid I'm running out of time, so I'm not going to be able to take this conversation forward. With that, it's time for us to head into a very short break. News and updates continue. Stay tuned.